What's so cool about this style of music is that it encompasses all the styles of drumming. If it feels good, anybody who likes music at all can get into progressive rock. It kind of flows, it's almost waltz-like, you know, you can kind of flow back and forth like this. To me, it's way more musical and groovy sounding.
Nicely done, buddy.
Thank you very
Nicely
much.
done. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nick DiVirgilio. Now, Nick, we've been talking a lot about getting you out here. It's been a couple of years, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you, man. It's awesome to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a medley from Spock's Beard, one of the bands that you've recorded and played with many, many years.
That's true.
And one of my favorites, actually. I'm a huge progressive rock fan. A lot of you guys know that. So to have you out and to play that song and for me to be able to sit right beside you, that was very special to me. So
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Now, for all of you who don't know who Nick is, you got to check him out. Obviously, we just mentioned he plays with Spock's Beard. You've also done work with Genesis. You work a lot with Big Big Train. You also have done 14. This is what really blew me away. You've done 1,400 shows with Cirque du Soleil. That's
Yes.
a lot of shows.
It was. I never missed a gig.
That's insane.
I never missed a show.
That was over a 5-year spread, right?
4 years and almost through 5 years, yeah.
Wow, and that show was called Totem.
Totem, yeah.
And so that was a lot. That's a lot of gigs. You have a lot of experience. You've also played with Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
So I mean, the list is massive. Go and check him out online. You can find him on Instagram at NDV Nick D. Virgilio Music Farm, NDV Music Farm on Instagram, and just search his name on Facebook. You'll find him there. You also have a new website that's almost
almost done.
Yeah.
So it'll be open for business pretty soon.
very cool.
Yes.
That's just hisname.com without the apostrophe.
No, yes, without the apostrophe.
For the domain name.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And then check out Spock's Beard, spocksbeard.com, bigbigtrain.com. Spock's Beard has a new album coming out, I imagine, very soon.
May 25th, very, very soon. The record will be released, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Check it out, definitely.
For those watching on YouTube, it's already been released, so go and check it out there. Yeah, man, so we posted a social clip of you playing just to kind of boost the lesson and promote the lesson. Everyone was talking about your cymbal salad. Explain what you're playing with here and why you chose all these different mashups.
Okay, well, so I work at this place called Sweetwater in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm wearing the shirt here. And now it's basically Sweetwater is the biggest online retailer of gear, all kinds of gear in the U.S. It's a massive place, and it's a fantastic place to work and make music at. Now that I'm there, in my professional career as a playing drummer, I endorsed Mapex drums and Meinl cymbals and Aquarian heads and Vickford sticks and stuff. And now that I'm at Sweetwater, we sell every brand of drum. So basically, I'm selling every brand of drum. I'm not endorsing one particular thing. So what's really cool about that is that I get to play all of the stuff now.
Right.
And all these companies make such beautiful gear. They really do. I know we were talking about this at lunch a little while ago. Excuse me. I dropped my ear. And a lot of drummers, we're brand specific. We get into a brand we like and we stick with it, which is great. But now that I'm at Sweetwater, I'm really spoiled. I get to play with all the stuff and really find out the nuances that each company has when they make their gear and how they make their gear and the ideas behind it. And it's just a lot of fun. So coming in here, you guys have a huge selection of cymbals here.
Yep.
So I just kind of went and I picked up a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and this is what I got. Yeah.
I love it. I think it's the first time we've had something like this, and everything blends together so well. Yeah, it's all about the sound. So, but check out Sweetwater if you're in the U.S. and you're looking for gear. I mean, you guys are killing it right now, and I've seen a lot of gear videos that you've done as well. Not educational-wise, but just, I guess it's...
Yeah, it's more review sort of
stuff.
kind of things, yes. And we're trying to get a little more educational stuff as we go on, but it's basically we're here to review the gear so the consumer can hear the gear and see it in its best light and then decide if they want to buy it.
Very cool.
Plain as that, yeah.
Well, today we're talking about progressive rock.
Yes, we are.
And I'm excited about this because I've been trying to produce progressive rock lessons is always tough because it's a mismatch of everything. Right. So we got you in because you've been playing this style of music for years, recording it for years and writing it. So you're the guy. So I'm going to stop talking and let you kind of take it away. Progressive rock drumming tips. You even got a song that everyone can download. So I'll let you explain all that, man.
Yes, progressive rock. The great thing about progressive rock, in my mind, before I play the song and get into the tips, is what's so cool about this style of music is that it encompasses all the styles of drumming. I mean, it has definitely rock and roll, but it encompasses funk and jazz and Latin and just everything in between. So you really have to, what gives you the impetus to go and learn a little bit of all these different styles. You don't have to be a lover of jazz. You might be a rocker, but it's good to know a little bit of it. You learn the feel and the technique, and it sort of just adds to all of that, all of that vocabulary in your brain about music. Progressive rock is a great way to let it all out and to kind of learn a little bit of everything. So that's a really cool thing about it. Now I'm in a band called Big Big Train, and the song I'm going to play is off of a record called The Second Brightest Star, and it's an instrumental called Haymaking. What's really cool about this, what I thought would be a cool song to play for the progressive rock tip lesson here, is that it has a little bit of all of that stuff. It's got a lot of groove, and it has groove going back and forth between odd and even time. And I'll show you how I'm thinking about going between those meters. It has a lot of chops and fills sort of in the middle, sort of like a fast fusion-y sort of section. And then a part where I go over the bar line, so it has chops and just kind of all the stuff encompassed in one about 4-minute song. So I thought it'd be a good one to check out for this particular lesson. Also, we're offering this up as a free download, so you guys can play along with it at home and have fun with it. So it's a fun track to play to.
Absolutely.
All right?
Yeah.
So we're going to get into that now, yeah? Well, I'll play the song and then we'll get into all the tips that we have set up for it. All right?
Love it. There's a lot going on in that song.
There sure is.
Yeah. So
that's why I thought it was a good one to pick for this particular thing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the idea here is to just give us some tips of how you kind of thought that through, what you were thinking about when you wrote those parts,
Okay.
and any other kind of tips that you can think of that'll help us prog drummers out.
Okay. Well, as you know, progressive rock. Let me pull this ear out here. Progressive rock, has a lot of odd time signatures in general in the music. Mm-hmm. But in saying that, progressive rock can also be sometimes a very stiff sounding music. That's why I was such a big Phil Collins fan growing up as a kid, because he was the the drummer that took all of that kind of weird, odd time signature sort of music and made it groove. He was a big fan of Motown and R&B and funk music, which is, as am I. So it was a cool way of melding those two styles together. That's what I'm trying to do here, and that's what I've always tried to do in my particular playing. This song, at the beginning part of this tune, I'd like to talk about going back and forth between odd and even time, and trying to make that flow from one to the other. So, you know, you might feel the odd bar, but still there's a pocket and there's a groove to the thing going back and forth between the two things. So let's play the first part of this song, and you'll see how it goes back and forth between 7 and 4.
So we're listening to the different time signature changes.
Yes, and I will count it out. I'm going to play the part first and kind of count it out with my voice so you can hear what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you what I mean playing along to it. So here's the beginning of the tune. Here's this one part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? But the whole point is not to make it sound all stiff and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, like a robot. You want that all to kind of flow into each other. So
how do you do that?
Well, what I was trying to accomplish was still giving a pocket to the things. 1, 2, pat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What I find, before I play, a lot of times I think it's way easier to count and feel odd time when you don't count every subdivision. So like this is in 7, the top part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I find it way easier to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, ba 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 ba. It kind of flows. It's almost waltz-like, you know. You can kind of flow back and forth like this. To me, it's way more musical and groovy sounding. Okay. And then when it goes into 4, I'm just playing 4, and it's the same with the end of the phrase too. So let me show you what I was talking about here. And I'll just play this one section and we can stop and talk about it, okay?
Sounds good.
Here we go.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell that there is even a lot of...
Right, and basically what I'm trying to do is play with the melody and with the bass player. Not necessarily kind of map out the subdivisions of the bars of 7 and the bars of 4. I'm trying to play musically with the rest of the band. So I'm listening to this violin melody line. So that really is defining the drum part for me. And then what happens is that me and the bass player, Greg Spotton, we get together and he really knows how to lock into my kick drum to where we really sort of make a nice groove. But really it's listening to the rest of the band and what else is going on there to really make your part fit with all of that stuff. Because really you're in a band, it's all one thing. All of those parts come together to make the song, right? So you don't want to stand out too much. You want to just have it all be sort of until it's your time to stand out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I was thinking about that. That's the groovy part. Now in the middle part, there is this, I'm calling like the chops section. And what's really great for me in this band, Big Big Train, is I get to play a lot. Even though I try to hold back on certain times, I really get to kind of let out the flourishes when the time comes. And this particular part is all about that. So let's play this one section. I'll talk it through you. And it's going between 7 and 4 and 7 and 4 and 7. So here we're going. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So and so on and so on. So ba da do da da do bo do 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 ba 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 da do da da do 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 da da. So that's how I'm thinking about the particular section here. Not really thinking in 7 and 4. I'm trying to hear that melody, hear that bass part, and what's going to fit with that. And now I have to put chops and flourishes in between all that. So what I did is the first half, I'm playing around and doing fills in between all of that. And then the second half of this thing, I went for what I sort of call the old style Billy Cobham, Lenny White sort of groove, which I think works really well in a lot of these kinds of situations. So I sort of call that the Lenny White kind of vibe. That corner. That's what I was thinking of when I put this here.
Okay.
So let me play this section and then we could talk about how I was thinking about these parts. I'm thinking about that is, so you have this, the first, I'm thinking in the melody. I'm thinking about the melody in the bass part. All of these kind of fills and things I'm putting are in between. So you're not going to cover up that part of the song. Those melodies very important. It sounds really pretty. It's nice. So you don't want to kind of have all the cymbals and toms and stuff kind of washing all that away. So I'm trying to think of things that are going to go in between. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, so a good way to practice that kind of particular bar of 7. When I'm thinking about this, keep my ear off. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like we talked about earlier. So I'm thinking 1, 2, fill, 1, 2, fill, 1, 2, fill, that kind of thing. But the fills can be anything. So it's a cool thing to practice. So you can put on your metronome in 7, and a cool way to make your metronome play the particular subdivision. So it's not playing all of the eighth notes. It's just playing 1 da 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 da. Kind of internalize and feel that. So. Making sense?
Yeah.
I'm trying to just kind of fill in the back half of the bar and kind of stay out of the way of that particular melody line. And that's sort of my thought process with any song like that. You know, when it's time to put in the chops and time to put in those flourishes and to show off, make sure you do it in a musical way that's not overtaking the whole thing. Yeah. You know, unless it's, I'll give one caveat to that. If it's a drum song, if it's all about the drums, then go for it. But this is this particular song in this band it's like I said, it encompasses all of the other instruments. So you have to be mindful of that and place your chops and your flourishes in the right spot, or at least try to. That's what I'm thinking of here.
Yeah, and I think it's important to mention that, because a lot of prog music, a lot of times the drummers and all the musicians think it's their time to just solo and do whatever they want, or to add as much as they can, because it's a musician's kind of style, or a lot of people would think that way. But you still have to have reservations and play to the music.
Right, and it doesn't have to be a musician style of music. It can appeal to all kinds of people who listen to pop and stuff. If you know how to make it feel good to the listener.
Totally.
And to you as well. But if you know how to make it feel good to where it just feels comfortable, no matter how technical the music actually is, if it feels good, anybody who likes music at all can get into progressive rock. You know,
Exactly.
It's not this foreign kind of thing. It's just sometimes it can get too widdly. There's too much flourishing going on. So that's why all the musos love it, because there's lots of chops and lots of technical stuff going on, which is fantastic. But if you want to kind of broaden the spectrum and get more people to your shows and broaden your base, you have to appeal to them a little bit at least, and make it as musical sounding as possible.
So yeah, even the chops that you're doing, they fit well. They're smooth. You're always, and sometimes you blend those odd time signatures together through that, and yeah, it's very cool.
Right. And this particular thing, it's a lot of just 16th notes, these particular chops that I'm throwing in this particular stuff. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's the 8ths, but in the 16th would just be double that speed. So you just kind of, it's not really getting too technical as far as putting in triplets and stuff that's going over the bar line. I'm just kind of filling in the spaces that are already there. So it's technical sounding, but not too outside to the mainstream listener.
Right. So what about when you get to the technical parts, in terms of there's a lot of different time signatures happening?
Right.
That's probably, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts to this style, is just having so many different changes. How do you internalize that?
You don't have to count all of the subdivisions. You just don't have to do that. Feel it any way you want. But I think that one of the best ways is to feel the rhythm that's in there. Like this particular one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That seems to be way more comfortable to me, and this kind of flowing back and forth feeling. Even though the 7 is there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, it's hard to count that fast in your brain and have that counting go so fast in your brain while you're playing. You know what I mean? It's tough to kind of keep all that going. But if you just kind of relax and you're playing at this tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, but you're kind of just, it's this kind of dance that you're doing with your drum kit in that particular time. And this could be any time signature. It doesn't have to be 7. Same with 5, or even longer ones. What I tend to do for these longer ones that are 13, 15, 17, and stuff like that, is to break it up into pieces. So if it's 15, I'd break it up into 7 and 8 or whatever the rhythm that's underneath it. But you don't have to count all of those notes to get up to 15 or 17, that kind of stuff. Break it up into chunks. It's way easier to internalize the odd time there.
You have a piece that you pulled out of the song that you can count out for us?
Yeah, we could do that. This particular thing goes from 4 to 7 to 6 to 7 to 4 to 7, 4, 7, 5, 9, 5 and 7.
Jeez.
Now that sounds hard, but it's not as hard as it sounds. So I'll play it and count out for you. And again, I'm not counting all the subdivisions. I'm kind of breaking it up, and like we were just talking about. So here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1.
Jeez.
Now, it's not as hard as it sounds, okay? Speaking all this in such a fast tempo sounds difficult, but it's not as difficult as it sounds. It's a pattern that's going from 4 to 7, 4 to 7, kind of back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 times. It just goes back and forth from 4 to 7. Mm-hmm. And then just to change it up a little bit, which is typical progressive rock, you add a couple extra notes in one and a couple of extra notes in another, just for the heck of it. So that's where you have a bar of 5 and a bar of 9, and it's just really extending the phrase that the other musicians are playing by a little bit, and then it rounds it out with one last bar of 7 to finish, to get you into the next section. I'm not trying to count what's going on like we were just showing. I'm just splicing up the bars for the viewer and the listener here. But what I'm really trying to do when I hear this is to play with that flute and violin melody going on in the background. So what's really fun about this particular section is that I can kind of play sort of over the bar line. I'm accenting like the second beat of the bar and different things like that, and not really hitting the one that often. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So I'm using the china and the ride cymbal to go back and forth to try and accent the flute melody and the flute and violin melody. And going back and forth is kind of accenting those accents that they're playing. That's how I was thinking about it when I came up with this part. So let me do that one more time, see if you can hear that a little bit more cleanly.
Okay.
One more time. So now what I'm thinking, how I internalize this to memorize this part when I play it live or play it here like this is that I'm not thinking of the bars at all. I'm just hearing the other players and playing to them. And it becomes a phrase. You start learning and internalizing the whole thing as a phrase in your head, and you don't worry about the bars of 7 and 5 and 9 and all that kind of stuff. That goes out the window, and you just sort of you feel the music, which is really where you want to get with any style of music you're playing. It kind of stinks to have to. I've played in bands where I've had to there was no way I could ever learn a difficult passage, make cheat sheets, have things written on my drums and stuff to get through stuff, and it's a challenge to be able to get through a difficult passage like that. But it's so much better when you can just internalize it, forget about looking at charts and notes and cheat sheets, and just play the song.
Right.
So that's kind of what I was thinking about here when I came up with this part. I'm listening and trying to learn the melody that I'm playing along to.
Right.
And then it really helps. And then you don't count. The counting kind of goes out the window.
Yeah. And that's one of the hardest parts when you have songs that are 17, 20 minutes. How do you remember all that stuff? And how do you count the whole thing?
No, you don't want to count.
Yeah.
Counting just is only there as a fail-safe if you have to go do it. When you're at the beginning of learning how to play odd times in this kind of harder music, sure, you count, and you count every note if you have to. But the goal is to internalize it in your body. and in your brain and not worry about the counting. You just feel the music as a whole.
Right.
I know it's easier said than done, but that should be the goal, because that's when it makes it all musical, and that starts to feel a lot better to the listener.
Awesome.
And to you as a player too. Just you want to feel good when you're up there. You're supposed to be having fun and feeling music, not counting music.
Right.
You know, especially when you're in a performance. In the studio, maybe you're not worrying about entertaining people. You're just there to come up with a part. But if you're on a live stage, the whole point is to be an entertainer and to give everybody a good time. So you don't want to be thinking about and counting, closing your eyes, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mm-hmm. You just want to be rocking away and having a good time. Mm-hmm. So it really helps to internalize it, and by any means necessary, really.
I love that. So you're listening to the melody line, you're listening to the different parts, not just the count.
Right.
You're working on making everything kind of flow together. So
definitely trying to, yeah.
Trying to?
Yeah.
What about like subtly hiding some of those chops? Yeah, you're playing a lot in there. How do you fit them in? How do you fit everything in the song?
My mindset is when it's time for chops and the flourishes, make them stand out, but not take over. Make it sort of like an exciting thing. That's why playing simple, when you play simple for a nice extended period of time and then the chops come, it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? Wow. And then what's cool is that it adds anticipation and motion for the rest of the tune. So you're like setting up the song for the next thing, you know? And so that's sort of how I try to fit it. When it comes time, I see the amount of space I have and see what'll fit in there, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's practice and trial and error and all that kind of stuff. So I got another section of the tune, speaking of that.
Okay.
So this next section is a groovier part. It comes after this kind of crazy thing from going back and forth. And this goes back and forth between 7 and 4, but it's much groovier. The point of this was to just kind of let it flow, while the technical side of it is doing some ghost notes and stuff like that underneath. Sometimes you could play a simple part and add all of that kind of linear ghosting stuff underneath, and all of a sudden you're becoming a drummer and a percussionist at the same time. Mm-hmm. All of that ghost stuff underneath, you're playing on the snare drum and stuff, think of it as the shaker part, you know, that kind of stuff. Your hi-hat playing a lot of keeping time and playing fast could be the tambourine part. You put a tambourine on your hi-hat if you want and add those kinds of sounds. But with all of it based around a nice groovy playing part, okay? So, with that said, let me play this next section and I'll count it out first for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's kind of what I'm doing here, okay?
Okay. So
it's going back between 7 and 4. Check out what's going on in the music before I play the drums so you can hear what I'm playing too. Boom, boom, boom. So the bass part's just going boom, 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 do-da-dum, boom, 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 down, do-da-dum. So what's going to fit with that is what I'm thinking of. Mm-hmm. Now, I did have some direction from our bass player, Greg, when I was recording this. He said, I want you to do that sort of Phil Collins-y sort of lot of stuff underneath, the kind of percolating stuff underneath that. So that gives me room to do that, but I'm still listening to his part going, okay, so how am I going to fit all of that with dom, bom, bom, dom, gum, tuba, dom? Because it's not fast, it's kind of mid-tempo, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go. So the bar of 7 I'm playing is, this one I'm really mapping out the bars. Mm-hmm. I feel at least, I can really hear the bar of 7. So this is how it's breaking up. That's the bar of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the bar of 7. Mm-hmm. And then the bar of 4 after it is just getting back to your basic backbeat of a 4/4 groove. 1, 2, 3, 4, like a halftime feel. Mm-hmm. So let me play it without the music.
Sure.
So a cool way to practice something like this is just to play the bars of 7 over and over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm playing the kick drum like I was just speaking out this other part just a second ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel if you don't think of every note in the bar, if you break it up into smaller parts, it's way easier to feel the 7 over and over again. And now, going back and forth, now play the bar of 4, the sort of halftime feel, which is pretty typical and normal. Typical halftime groove. Now try and put the two together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, and really what happens is once you have that sort of internalization of the odd bar, whatever the time is, you're not counting every beat of the subdivision. You can do all kinds of stuff in there. You really freeze your mind up tremendously.
Yes.
To just be creative, to use all the chops. When you sit down at that practice pad every day and you start working on your flams and your paradiddles and you work it around the kit and all this kind of stuff, this is where it all comes together. Mm-hmm. When you stop counting and you're just feeling all of that practice you do on the pad and at home can come out on your kit and in the songs that you're recording. It really is, I think, a huge help to be able to internalize and feel those things, and breaking it apart, I think, is a good way to think about it.
I love it. And you guys all have the track. Well, you'll be able to download the track once it hits the archives, so you can practice this stuff with the stuff that you were just talking about, with the demonstrations, with the actual song by Big Big Train. Now, yeah. Lots of great tips in there. I really like hearing how you kind of broke it down and how you thought of it and the stuff you were thinking when you were playing. Any other tips, other last minute tips you'd like to add?
A really good tip, I think, in progressive rock is dynamics and musicality. So you have to, again, take all that training that you do work on the practice pad where you work on the height of your stick and your technique, and all of those things come into the dynamics of the song you're playing. So there needs to be swells of volume and drops in volume and swells of excitement and then relaxation and all this kind of stuff. That's what makes music so wonderful, is that you get tension and release and all of these things. So playing with dynamics is a huge part. So that thing that I played from Spock Spirit at the beginning of this whole thing, it's a lot of fun because there's parts where I can just beat the living heck out of the cymbals and the snare drum, but then I have to kind of bring it back and just kind of let it flow for a minute. And then when it's time, you do it again. And then it's the swell of excitement is in there. So dynamics is a huge part. Playing soft, you never want to just play all of the same volume all the way through, no matter what you're doing. So that's one of the biggest tips, to really kind of flow with the music. Okay, and technique is a really good way. So when you practice playing soft, practice playing really soft. It's a good way, and practice your technical stuff at all kinds of volumes, right? So that particular thing, I'll play going back and forth between the 7 and the 4, just because that's what we were talking about. Sure. But I'll try and play it for you like I'm talking about, really soft to really loud and everywhere in between, and just demonstrate that. So here we go, from 7 into 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. point in playing it like that is to show there can be so much musicality and excitement when you play soft and precise and quietly, as there can be when you're bashing, the bejeebers out of your drum kit. Bejeebers is a very technical term.
That's right.
Okay? It's my own term, but it is. My wife makes fun of me. I say all kinds of stupid things that aren't. I make up my own language sometimes.
I love it. We're going to leave it there because we're running low on time here, but we have a full course that we're going to be filming with you, Nick. It's all on the 4 pillars of progressive rock. We're going to expand on these tips. These are just...
Yeah, this is small. We're kind of just getting into little bits, but tomorrow, we're going to get into much more detail of all of these things.
Yes. So make sure you come check us out at drumeo.com. We're going to do a full course as well as a podcast tomorrow as well. So there's going to be a lot of cool things happening. And thanks again for coming out, Nick.
Dude, this is a pleasure, man. I'm a fan of Drumeo. All of the just amazing players that have been in this room. It's a real honor for me to be sitting here, knowing all of the great guys and gals that have played for Drumeo over the years. So I can't thank you guys enough for having me along.
Oh man, you're more than welcome. You're always welcome here now. You've got a home here. And set up this song before we roll out. What is the song called? And
okay, so the new Spox record is coming out on May 25th, which is pretty soon here. And almost every Spox record that I've been involved with, our keyboard player Ryo Okamoto writes an instrumental. And he writes some crazy instrumentals. And this one is crazy. I hope I practiced this a ton. I think I can get through the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's called Box of Spiders, and this goes, all over the place. It would take a whole hour just to kind of talk you through all the bars in this thing. It's a nutty song, but it's a lot of fun to play.
And just for the record, you've got notes.
I do. What I have here, I have my iPad and my little Bluetooth page turner down here by my left foot.
Look at you.
So this is a great thing to have on gigs and stuff. The technology is great. So, but what I'm looking at is not the drum part. He doesn't really have a drum part written out. It's the bass part. But what helps me is I could see the rhythm of the notes, and I could see the bars break up, and I could see the time signature when the time changes from 4 to 10 or 9 and back and forth. So it just helps me follow along this particular piece. Now,
awesome.
This piece is hard. I'm sure I could probably memorize it if I played it a million times, but in this situation, we were just talking about what do you do to kind of help you through. This is one of the things.
Very cool. Okay, well, enjoy the song. It's the new one from Spox Beard. It's called Box of Spiders. Make sure you follow Nick online. You can find him on Facebook and Instagram, on his website. Just search his name on Google and you'll find everything. Thank you again, and
thank you.
Bye-bye.